Ford built the Bronco to go places most SUVs never will. The problem is, those same trails can destroy your transmission fluid long before the mileage says it's time to change it. A Bronco came into my shop after one weekend at an off-road park. The owner thought everything went perfectly. The transmission didn't agree. I'm RJ. 20 years working on Fords. Today, 10 rules for keeping your Bronco's transmission alive, built specifically around how these trucks actually get driven, not how Ford assumed they'd be driven on paper. Rule 10, before any of the other rules matter, answer one question. What transmission is actually in your Bronco? Most Broncos, both the 2.3 and the 2.7, run the 10R60. Only the Bronco Raptor with the 3.0 gets the 10R80, the one people usually associate with the F-150. There's also a 7-speed manual option, 3 different transmissions, and they don't all take the same fluid. Most owners search for advice using whatever transmission name gets talked about most online, usually the 10R80. If that's not what's under your Bronco, none of it applies to your truck. Guess wrong here, and every rule after this one is built on the wrong foundation. Rule number 9, the wrong fluid. Automatic owners make one mistake. Manual owners make a completely different one. The 10R60 and the 10R80 both need Mercon ULV, nothing else. The 7-speed manual doesn't use ATF at all. It needs Motorcraft DCT fluid, a completely different chemistry built for synchronizers, not clutch packs. I've seen automatic owners accept any Mercon labeled bottle a shop hands them, and I've seen manual owners top off with whatever gear oil was on their shelf because it said manual transmission on the label. I had a customer insist the shop that serviced his Bronco used Ford compatible ATF. Compatible was the word that stuck with me. Compatible means it won't destroy the transmission immediately. It doesn't mean it's what the transmission was actually engineered around. Compatible is not the same as correct on either transmission. Rule number 8, off-road is severe service. This is the one rule that the entire video is really about. The owner thought the trail was over the moment he parked it back in the driveway. Ford doesn't define severe service the way most owners do. Most people hear severe and picture towing a horse trailer through Death Valley. That's not what your Bronco's doing. Crawling over rocks at walking speed, hours in sand, bigger tires, Baja Mode. That's severe service. Every bit as hard on a transmission as towing, sometimes harder, because it happens at low speed under high load for extended stretches, especially the condition that builds heat the fastest. Think about what actually happens to a transmission during a slow rock crawl. The torque converter is working overtime at low RPM, slipping just enough to keep the truck creeping forward without stalling. That slip is friction, and friction is heat, and it generates it continuously, mile after mile, with almost no airflow moving across the truck to help cool anything down. Speed doesn't matter here the way most owners assume it does. A truck doing 2 miles an hour over boulders can be putting more sustained heat into that fluid than the same truck doing 60 on the highway, because on the highway the torque converter locks up and stops slipping almost entirely. On the rocks, it never gets that chance. A highway mile and a crawling mile are not the same mile as far as your fluid is concerned. Not even close. Sand adds its own version of the same problem. Deep sand means constant wheel spin and constant load, and the transmission responds by hunting between gears, trying to find the one that keeps the engine in its power band while the tires fight for traction that isn't always there. Every one of those gear hunts is the clutches engaging and disengaging under load, again and again, and each cycle adds a little more heat that has nowhere good to go in soft, deep sand where airflow underneath the truck all but disappears. Baja Mode adds another layer on top of both of these. It's not simply holding RPM higher for the sake of it, it's deliberately keeping the turbos spooled and the torque converter in a less efficient, more slip-tolerant state, so power is there the instant you need it over a whoop or jump. That responsiveness is exactly what the truck was built to do. None of it is free. Every one of those systems is trading transmission life for capability, and that trade is invisible from the driver's seat. A truck that never tows a single pound can still be living on a severe duty schedule every weekend, and the owner has no idea because nothing on the dash tells him towing and crawling get treated the same by the fluid. He never towed a thing in his life. His transmission didn't know that was supposed to matter. Your transmission remembers every weekend, you don't. The trail ends long before the damage does. Rule number 7, water crossings. That's the same Bronco we put on the lift later that afternoon. Most owners inspect the body after a water crossing. Almost nobody thinks about the fluids underneath. Ford rates most Broncos for wading depths of 31.5 to 33.5 inches depending on tire package, and the Bronco Raptor up to 37. Those numbers tell you what the truck can survive. They don't tell you what your transmission, axles, and transfer case go through getting there. Every one of those components has a vent or a breather or a small port that lets internal pressure equalize with the outside air as temperature changes. On dry pavement, that vent never has to deal with anything but air. Drop a hot axle or a hot transmission into cold water. The air inside contracts fast, pulling a vacuum that has to be filled by whatever's closest to that vent. Sometimes it's air. Sometimes it's a thin film of water finding its way in past a seal that's held fine for years in normal driving. It doesn't take a failed crossing to cause this. A completely successful one, done exactly the way Ford recommends, can do it just as easily, and the truck won't show a single symptom for weeks or months, while a little moisture slowly does its work. When we pulled the pan on that Bronco from the off-road park, the fluid told a story the owner never saw coming. The truck survived the water crossing. The fluid may not have. I put together the same Ford longevity checklist I use whenever I'm checking any Ford before or after hard use, on-road or off. It covers the fluid checks most owners skip. Grab it free at fordscope.com, and if anything on it raises a flag, the Ford Longevity Blueprint goes deeper. Rule number 6, big tires. Bigger tires don't just change your gearing, they change your maintenance schedule. A 35 or 37-inch tire is heavier and taller than stock, which means the transmission works harder to turn it at the same speed. There's more unsprung weight for the drivetrain to move, and effectively a taller final drive ratio than the truck was calibrated around, which means the transmission has to work through more of its gear range more often just to hold the speed a smaller tire would hold in a higher gear. More gear changes means more clutch engagements. More clutch engagements mean more heat cycles. And a torque converter moving more rotating mass works harder at every single one of them. On the highway, on the way to the trailhead, just as much as on the trail itself. Owners lift their Bronco, upgrade the tires, and never once adjust a service interval to match. Every Bronco I see rolling on 37s tells the same story eventually, just a different number of miles in it before it shows up. The bigger the tire, the harder every single shift has to work. Bigger tires don't ask permission from your transmission. Rule number 5, the temperature nobody watches. Heat is what ties every rule so far together. Crawling, sand, Baja Mode, bigger tires, all of it comes back to the same thing. Temperature. One owner brought his Bronco in convinced the transmission itself was defective. Shifting harsh. Hesitating on takeoff. Nothing like it drove when it was new. He'd never towed anything. Never had a warning light, never had a code. What he had was a summer of weekend trail runs. Hours at a time, in a truck that runs hotter under load than most people realize. Transmission wasn't defective. It had simply been living a harder life than the mileage on the odometer suggested. Mercon ULV starts breaking down faster once it runs consistently above 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and that breakdown accelerates the hotter it gets. Not in a straight line. Your Bronco can display live transmission temperature in the driver information center. Most owners have never turned it on, and most owners assume that number only matters if they're towing. By the time the transmission tells you it's hot, the fluid has already been paying the price. The transmission temperature told the rest of the story. Heat doesn't care if you're towing or crawling. Rule number 4. Never flush a high mileage or unknown history Bronco. A flush replaces almost all the fluid at once. On a transmission with unknown off-road history, worn components may have adapted to degraded fluid that's effectively become part of how the system compensates. Sludge and varnish sitting in clearances can be doing some of the sealing that new thin fluid won't do. This is the case I see over and over with used Broncos bought off a trail-heavy previous owner. Everything shifts fine at pickup. The new owner, wanting to start clean, has it flushed within the first month. And that's usually when the calls start coming in. I've seen it happen the same way every time. Truck drove fine. A week later, it came back on a flatbed. Aggressive maintenance on a neglected transmission is gambling. Rule number 3, the high mileage trap. A Bronco with a season of hard trail use behind it crosses some mileage marker or gets bought used with no service history, and the new owner decides to finally do the right thing. Fresh fluid goes in. Weeks later, slipping, harsh shifts, delayed engagement. The transmission didn't suddenly fail. It slowly adapted, one hot trail day at a time, to a fluid that was slowly losing its protective properties. Worn clutches found a working balance with that fluid that had thickened and changed character, contaminants and all, and that balance felt like a normally functioning transmission from the driver's seat. It wasn't. It was a system quietly compensating. He finally decided to do the right thing just about 2 off-road seasons too late. The fluid change didn't kill the transmission. It removed the degraded environment worn parts had learned to survive in. The weaknesses that had been hiding underneath finally had nowhere left to hide. He didn't do anything wrong, he just did it too late. Rule 2. The staged drain and fill. If your Bronco is overdue and the history is unknown, there's a safer method than either a full flush or a single aggressive drain and fill. Partial replacement. Drain and fill, drive 500 to 1,000 miles of easy use, no trails, no towing. If it shifts normally, do a second partial replacement, another 500 to 1,000 miles. After 2 or 3 cycles, most of the fluid is replaced without ever shocking the transmission with one complete change. You're not shocking the transmission, you're negotiating with it. Rule number 1. The adaptive relearn mistake. The 10R60 and 10R80 are both adaptive transmissions. They learn your driving patterns and calibrate shift timing and clutch pressure to match. Any fluid service resets that learned data back to a factory baseline. Most owners pick the truck up from the shop and drive straight to the trail that same afternoon. That's the mistake, not the service. Gentle mixed driving for the first 50 to 100 miles gives the adaptive system a clean baseline. Skip that, and the truck can feel worse after a correct service than it did before. And most owners assume the shop got it wrong when the real problem is the relearn never got a fair chance. Every off-road trip counts, even the easy ones. Just not this one. Not yet. If this video helped you keep a little more money in your pocket and you'd like to support the channel, hit the join button below. I'll see you in the next one.